Hello and thank you for tuning in to Millennium Movies. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down episode 5 of Castle Rock on Hulu, and as well as talking about some of the Easter eggs in this episode, which happen to be just the biggest Easter eggs that we've gotten thus far, the juiciest ones. So let's go ahead and start with the Easter eggs first. Juniper Hills gets name dropped by that doctor lady who was talking to Henry when she says that she could get the boy a room there by Monday since he has nowhere else to go. Now, Juniper Hills is, of course, in a bunch of different Stephen King works, but mostly it's known for being the home of adult Henry Bowers in the It novel and in the It movie. So that's a nice reference to that. But an even bigger reference is Jackie Torrance talking to the boy in her car when she's saying that she wishes Castle Rock had interesting things happening for her to write about. And she mentions that her uncle was a writer too, until one winter he flipped and tried to axe murder his wife and kid at some fancy ski resort. This confirms our speculation that she is related indeed to the Torrance family from The Shining. So this means that Danny Torrance is her cousin. And wow, this was like when I saw this, when I was watching the episode, I spilt my chocolate milk and I spit it out, and I was like, wow, I can't believe they actually went there. But I'm so glad that they did, because The Shining is just an amazing movie. It's an amazing novel. I'm glad that they went there. I'm really glad that they acknowledged it the way they did. Another thing that she also mentions in that conversation with the boy is that she talks about psychotic dogs, which is another nice little nod to Cujo. You know, give that poor pup his Easter eggs, would you not? Anyways, moving on from the Easter eggs, I wanted to talk about some of the bigger story points in this episode. So now the boy leaves the room about halfway through the episode that Molly lent to him, and he makes his way in and around some house. And like the flip of a switch, his presence is almost like Pennywise in that he causes the residents of the town to do bad things that result in the deaths of others. Like, this family's just having a nice little birthday celebration, then all of a sudden it gets extremely violent within seconds. And it's a very surreal, disturbing scene, but I'm so glad that that it was in this episode, because it makes you afraid of the boy. It really does. So moving on from there, though, later he's on the top of the roof and it looks like he's gonna jump, and Molly goes up there to try and stop him, and it's confirmed to us that Molly can indeed hear and feel what the boy has going on in his head. So she tells Henry for him it's different, because she doesn't feel his individual pain, but rather the pain of everyone else in the town. So these are just further hints that there really is something otherworldly to his character, like the warden believed. And I really want to see how they further explore his character and what becomes of that. Now, in the most suspenseful, tension-filled scene in the whole series thus far, Alan confronts the boy in the woods, saying that he remembers him, and that he knows that the boy remembers him too. He talks about how way back he stopped the warden in the middle of the night and saw the boy locked in his trunk, and he trusted the warden and just let him go. And he also mentions that he's now an old man, but that the boy hasn't aged one bit, and it's been about 30 years since that night. So he asks the boy if he's the devil, and he says that he isn't. He says no. And finally, he tells Alan that he can help Ruth. And then the episode ends with Alan pointing his gun at the boy in the middle of the woods. And it's like, wow, ultimate cliffhanger. We have to wait a whole nother week. It's going to be really hard, but wow, this episode, man, this is my favorite episode of the series thus far. I mean, last week's episode 4, was a bit of a slow burner, and that's okay with a television series because that happens every now and again. But man, this episode was just, oh my goodness, it was damn near perfection. Great episodes, great cliffhanger. Seriously, episode 6 needs to arrive now. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you thought. Was this your favorite episode of the series thus far? How are you liking the series, as a matter of fact? Please leave a comment and let me know. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, just know that every Thursday I put out my Castle Rock videos, and on Mondays I put out my own original scary stories and horror tales videos. And I also do a breaking news videos for all things mostly horror movies and shows related. But until next time, guys, I will see you all in a few days.